My name is H.A. Goodman. I'm an author, columnist, and journalist. Hit subscribe right now. You definitely want to be here for all the madness. And thankfully, this is very good news. Judge denies request to extend Florida recount deadline. The Florida recount was yet another attempt at Democrats to cheat. Bernie Sanders was cheated in the DNC primary. They said, well, nothing was taking place. There was no evidence of cheating. When you have suspicious activity from people known to break laws and cheat. So, for example, when Hillary Clinton said, well, I used a private server for yoga. Yeah, that's the ticket, yoga. You have people, Loretta Lynch met with Bill Clinton to speak about golf, Brexit, and grandchildren, don't you know? They created the euphemism fake news because they're the ones who engage so much in endless fake news. The recount was an attempt by Broward County and surrounding counties to give Bill Nelson the win. That's obvious. You don't need actual evidence to make that claim, considering that Broward County was already ruled to have illegally destroyed ballots in the Tim Canova and Debbie Wasserman Schultz race, and considering that Debbie Wasserman Schultz was forced to resign in disgrace for cheating Bernie Sanders. The entire Russian hacking myth is Clinton purchased the outsourced CrowdStrike and then purchased the Steele dossier, but the entire myth is predicated upon the belief or the notion that Vladimir Putin hacked the DNC to inform everyone of that Democrats are cheaters. That is the entire myth, actually. But I'll read you this. Judge denies request to extend Florida recount deadline. A federal judge on Thursday denied a request from Senator Bill Nelson's campaign to extend the deadline for a recount being conducted by the Florida counties in his tight Senate race against Governor Rick Scott. All 67 counties are required to declare their machine recount results by 3 p.m. on Thursday afternoon. It is actually 3 p.m. Eastern. Well, it's 4 p.m. Eastern now. So let me see if... is there any news right now as I'm doing this? Because it's 1 p.m. 44. Palm Beach misses Florida recount deadline. Reports Saturday's tally. Florida recount machine count in 3 major races reaches deadline. Okay, so Palm Beach misses deadline. So let's see. Hopefully, Nelson had been trailing Republican. Okay, so let's read this. We gave it a heroic effort. Booker's announcement came after the federal... Okay, Nelson had been trailing Republican Rick Scott in the U.S. Senate race by about 12,500 votes. So we were timed out. We gave it a heroic effort. Okay, but we were timed out. Too bad. You were timed out because you just wanted to prolong the recount to such an absurd amount of time that suddenly you'd find enough votes for Bill Nelson. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. I believe Rick Scott's going to win. Judge denies request to extend Florida recount deadline. A federal judge on Thursday denied it. So, attorneys for Nelson and the Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee argued that the state recount deadlines essentially assured that voters in some counties might have their ballots recounted on time, while voters in other counties could have their ballots ignored. No, they're not ignored. You do this on purpose. What takes place is Democrats hide behind plausible deniability, but they do not give the same benefit of the doubt to Republicans. When it's Trump Jr. meeting with Natalia Veselnitskaya, Democrats say, Natalia Veselnitskaya works directly for Putin, and because she works directly for Putin, she knew about the Russian hacking of the DNC. There's no evidence of the Russian hacking of the DNC other than CrowdStrike's images that they took of the DNC servers that they gave to the FBI. Why on earth should we trust CrowdStrike's images of computer servers when they're outsourced by Clinton? And there's no evidence that Natalia Veselnitskaya was directly sent by Putin. There's no evidence that Trump Jr. knew that he was meeting with a foreign power to work to hack the DNC. There's no evidence, but with Democrats, they don't give Republicans the benefit of the doubt. They've never given Trump the benefit of the doubt. They've had less circumstantial evidence, yet they've made more grandiose claims. Here you have malfunctioning voting machines, voting machines everywhere else in Florida working okay, but in Broward County they're not working well. You had already an election official in Broward County illegally destroying ballots. Ask Tim Canova about Debbie Wasserman Schultz. You have Debbie Wasserman Schultz in that area of the country, in that area of Florida, who has already been deemed the biggest cheater on the planet. In fact, the DNC Fraud lawsuit, and that's why I will always bring up Jared Beck, Nico House, and Elizabeth Beck. These three are heroes. Of course, the left, many in the left, I should say most on the left, don't want to bring up the inconvenient truth that it was only because Jared Beck, Elizabeth Beck, and Nico House that we learned that DNC lawyers actually stated it's within their legal and moral right to completely fabricate a DNC primary. They could cheat if they wanted to. That's what the lawyers stated. You're talking about Hillary Clinton actually cheating Barack Obama in 2008 in Nevada. David Plouffe talked about that. There's an Atlantic article where wrong information was given to voters to ensure that Hillary would get a leg up and an advantage. Clinton is the most corrupt politician America has ever known. That is not yet, and this all stems from Hillary Clinton. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Judge denies the recount. So all the counties that apparently had to go to that would have gone to Nelson. I guess their original vote tallies. I don't exactly know how it works, but I do know that as of today, Rick Scott is up around 12,500 votes. I don't believe that Nelson is going to be able to recount his way to become senator. Rick Scott, and then you have what, a 3 to 4 senator lead. What is a 3 to 4 senator lead in was it 53 to 40? No, it's more than that. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe. Great news for Rick Scott. Great news. Thank you so very much.